Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's Krista here to do the weekly reading for the sign of Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. If you don't know your Moon and Rising sign Aries, check a link in the description box to alwaysastrology.com. That way you can learn your entire birth chart, and for added information for the week, you can always check out your Moon and Rising signs here as well. So Aries, this is for the week of June 20th to June 27th. Happy almost summer solstice to you. I am going to be using the Wisdom of the Oracle deck for the main 3-card spread. I'll be drawing the bottom of the deck for general energy for the week because I really appreciate that energy card. And then as always, we'll be drawing additional message cards from the Healing with the Angels Tarot and the Medicine card Tarot here. This is a general reading, so whatever is most prominent in your life Aries, I will get you to apply these messages to, and hopefully you find them helpful and healing. So Aries, I wish for you all success, joy, and wellness. I call upon Archangels Michael, Gabriel, Metatron, and Uriel to guide this reading in peace, clarity, protection, and wisdom. And I ask that Gaia please bless this reading for Aries. So you'll note in the description box as well, that's a pile, so I'm going to just wait for one jumper each. In the description box, there are links to the cards that I'm using here today, as well as to my ebook and a little bit of information about why I do what I do. And I'm excited because there's a website on its way, so we can learn more about each other that way. We can have a conversation hopefully in the future about why I do what I do, and you can certainly learn about why I began this whole journey. And ultimately, I'm so grateful that you're here and that I have your support. Couldn't do it without you, so thank you. So that's 2. I'm going to wait until we get one jumper each. In the central position so far, however, Aries, we do have the card Building Blocks. Now this is cool. This is an action card. It doesn't necessarily mean it's already manifest here in the physical realm. However, it could be building blocks, emotional, mental, or psychological. This could be about protection. You're learning how to protect yourself. You're learning healthy boundaries, perhaps. If this is in an emotional or a psychological realm. Certainly if it's in the physical realm, though, it's something that is already concrete. It could even be a standalone. It would be perfectly fine right now. You don't have to add to it, but you want to put some extra pizzazz or energy, or even infuse some new energy into something that already does exist. So like I said, the card is Building Blocks. The decision is yours here. However, whatever move you want to make next is up to you, because this is your framework, right? Like I said, whether it's mental, emotional, psychological, or manifest here in the physical world, this is something that belongs to you. It's by you, for you. You get to decide the issues around healthy boundaries here. Who do you want to be? Okay, this is what so that just flew out of my mouth, but that's the essence of what I'm getting here for you, Aries, is what do you want to see at the end of this process, okay? Whatever that process means to you right now, in terms of a prominent concept for you this week. And then to one side we have Treasure Island. This always sort of screams to me like you have it within you. You already have it. Which is kind of the way that the authors and the writers described it in the little book that comes with it. But we have a couple of jumpers there. I'm going to wait till I get one more. But basically, it's like you have it inside. There's something beautiful that already exists for you. And I think you're just learning how to manifest it, like I said, whether this is emotional, psychological, spiritual even, but certainly in the material world. This is about, how do I get to the next level in my own life? I do want to add as well that on the 21st, there is a new moon in Cancer. It's a really good moon to clear negative and old energy. So even if you want to say, it doesn't have to be fancy, you don't have to create a ritual out of it, but certainly if you're aware of the full moon on the solstice, it is a new moon in Cancer, and Cancer is the sign of family. It's the fourth house. It's the sign of mother. It's the sign of the moon. It's the sign of women. So anything concerning those issues for you this week, Aries, you might want to just say a little prayer on the 21st just to welcome in the solstice and to certainly make an effort and make a decision around letting something, at least one thing, surrounding those fourth house issues, you know, cleanse yourself of that. Get that out of your life. Just want to throw that out there. I'll be telling all the signs this week, by the way. But it's a really cool, energetic moon. Anytime we have a full moon in a cardinal sign, such as Aries, Cancer, Capricorn, and what's the fourth cardinal sign? Okay, I'm going to remember it in a second. Please don't hate me. Wow. Oh, Libra. Sorry. Okay, so anything that's in a cardinal sign is about action. It's something that's in its infancy. It's going to start small, but it's going to get really, really big, and it's all about action. For cardinal signs. So just throwing that out there. All right, so in the bottom of the deck general energy card here, we have no place like home. This is beautiful. This so much in the image just speaks for itself here. This is basically you feeling content and warm. You're content, you're cozy, and as I say for all of these conditions, because it's a general reading, this could be psychological, mental, emotional, spiritual, and certainly manifest in the physical realm. So however this is playing out for you this week, you're going to feel like really zen about something this week, really at home, assured, and safe. If that's not going on in your world this week, you will be craving that this week, okay? So back to the central spread here. As I mentioned, the central card is building blocks. I spoke briefly about Treasure Island. And then to the other side is Soulmates. I just love this card. And if I remember correctly, I recall you having this card in several of your readings, I would say throughout the past 4 to 6 weeks. So just a great deal of kind, expressive energy in your environment this week, Aries. So this must feel good. If anything, I think they're on a general scale here, what I'm seeing when I add all these cards up, it's you're feeling good. You know you have what it takes. And in both of these cards, surrounding on either side of the building blocks, there are just so many hearts. So without further ado, let's look at these one by one so you get a feel for the artwork that I'm looking at as well. You can see that she's already got something built here, and she's just manifesting, kind of like Tetris, if you will, where the next building blocks are going, but she's in command, okay? So this is what it's saying to me. You're in command of what you want next, and because we have Treasure Island next to you, next to this card here, what it says in this condition, what you are manifesting here, what you're conditioning here, what you're putting into place here is something that already exists inside. You didn't have to look outside for this or even get advice about this. This is something you knew and know very clearly that you want to manifest and get bigger and greater, and that you want to capitalize on, for lack of a better term. I mean, you don't have to exploit it necessarily, but you can draw upon it, for example, in hard times or in difficult situations, or to remind you of the beauty of things. And just briefly, I wanted you to see here, not only do you have a golden treasure, but there are so many beautiful hearts around this turtle. One quick glance, I'm just going to make a quick mention about the polarity here. We have air and water. You're right in the center. So this could be about treading between two worlds, treading between two concepts, two ideologies. For example, very simply put, the mind and the heart, okay? And then with the Soulmates card, how beautiful is this? Again, you have hearts everywhere. One of these penguins has the key to the other's heart. One's leaning on the other. There's no even language here. There's no words, necessary in this condition. This is about being honorable and truthful and loyal. Soulmates is where words aren't necessary, and that's how I think. And it doesn't have to be romantic. If it is, cool. But if it isn't romantic and you're like, well, I feel like I have a friend who's a soulmate, or I feel like my sister or my workmate or whatever, don't discount that feeling just because it's not romantic. Soulmates come in many, many shapes and sizes. I'm even going to add that animals can be soulmates as well. It's remarkable if you have had an animal in your life that you're close to, or you have one now in your life, particularly if you felt really uniquely close to that animal. It can feel like a soulmate, and it's powerful stuff. So don't let anyone take that away from you, okay? Really enjoy all relationships that feel soulmatey, feel as though you're appreciated, you're admired, and respected, and that it's mutual. And again, with the bottom of the deck card here with the no place like home, this can be all sorts of environments, because this is about the heart. No, you feel in your heart that there's no place like home. So just really beautiful, loving, gentle spread here. And like I said, the building blocks being an action card, it just looks like, yeah, you're going to keep formulating something so you perfect it, okay? But it is something that appears to already be underway. All right, so one of your additional message card. This is beautiful with the power card here. I love seeing this for you, Aries. As always, what I'll say about this is that there are two basic conditions to the power card. One is that you're using your power wisely, and you're using it with another and not over another, okay? Really important distinction. Contemplate those terms if you must. But it's important not to exploit somebody else because you have or know something they don't. You can act like a teacher. You can help someone along if they want it, right? And you don't have to do it from a dominant perspective. You can do it from a helpful, even like a teacher perspective. And I think that'll be appreciated this week. The other way frame by which you draw this card or draw information from this card is to say that you have the power to enact exactly what you need to do this week. It could just be that this is about pure focus for you this week, Aries, which is lovely, because I think we're all guilty of it, but we can be taken out of states of mind, right? Rather quickly, especially at the end of a solstice or a new solstice around the corner, particularly summer coming up. I mean, we get a little scattered, right? So the power here could just be the power of concentration. However, because of the two cards on either side of the building blocks here, like the love and the generosity and the joy and appreciation here, it could be literally the power of those things, okay? That's strong stuff, right? The power of love. So fantastic. So for your final card here, we have the weasel. Forgive me here. I'm just going to make sure what this guy's main word is. I don't draw him a lot. All right. So this is stealth. So this is a way to get around things. Anytime we're looking at stealth, we're not necessarily looking at tripping people up necessarily, but we are looking at getting around something or have something become undone or looking at it a different way, but maybe to get your own way. Maybe not to do the other person a favor, but to get your own way. So just be careful about how this card is going to play out this week. Because there's so much love involved, make sure that you're sharing that with others. And if you feel like there's only one way to get around something because you want to get it so bad, just be careful that someone else isn't hurt because of that, okay, Aries? So that concludes your reading for the week. Thank you so much for joining me. If you have a moment, please comment. I love when you chime in. Let me know what you think of the reading. And as always, subscribe. I upload videos for your sign every week, Aries. Until next time, take good care.